Yeah. Leave it there.
No, it wouldn't even give me.
Good man.
It should be live now.
Good evening, welcome to the Interim Full Council meeting on the 30th of October, which would be my dad's birthday.
Oh,
It would also have been Robert Thatcher's birthday, but we don't talk about that. Okay, do we have anybody to speak in the public session?
Yes, this is coming from the Buckingham Society would like to speak.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Collins. Would you like to speak?
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, just about the conservation area, which the document claims to have consulted with the Buckingham Society. Well, it did at some length 20 years ago, but I don't think it's done so very much recently. However, we do approve broadly with the extension of the areas as suggested by the document. We think it's important to note the current and ongoing developments of Buckingham still add to its historic character. I think it's very important that we recognise both later works and perhaps contemporary work will appear over the next 20 years. But our main bemoan, if you like, or grudge, is the lack of enforcement. It would be a good idea to monitor the current one to see exactly where things might have gone wrong. And I would quote April Cottage, for example, and possibly the illuminated signs on the town hall. It goes into some detail about signage and respecting the character of the building and enforcement where necessary. And those two examples seem to me to be particularly evaded in this report. I know that individual examples are not necessary, but I think we do think this needs to be pointed out. There should be consistency in the enforcement. We get, as you all know, we get various opinions on signage and shop fronts and details of buildings, and it must have some consistency. And I don't think this report actually confirms that. The other thing we think should be mentioned is HMOs. HMOs in historic buildings are really magnificent, and we would quote St Rundle's Lane and Oddfellows Hall to name it two disaster areas actually for the fabric of the building itself. And this is not mentioned. We think this should definitely be part of the Buckingham Conservation Review. I thank Catherine for her report, as always, excellent report, who's pointed out many typos apart from anything else, and rather sort of odd areas that have given different names and so forth. And we will be attending a consultation and we'll make our own comments on those as well. And the other thing that we wanted to point out was the Article 4 directions. It's quite strong in its advice to adopt Article 4 directions. And we would urge the Town Council to push for that with the Buckinghamshire Council. I remember trying to instigate that 20 years ago at the time of the Vision and Design Statement. We think the time has come to really try and push that forward. I know it's not popular, but we would urge you to have it a go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Apologies for absence.
Yes, we have the apologies from Councillor Harvey and Councillor Singh.
What's up, those apologies?
Yeah,
Thank you. Any declarations of interest, personal judicial nature? No, thank you. Okay. Then we go on to item 3, which is the Buckingham Neighbourhood Plan Working Group to receive a recommendation from the Buckingham Neighbourhood Working Group. which minute 3 agreed to recommend to full council that having completed its objective, the Buckingham Neighbourhood Plan Working Group should be wound up.
Thank you. Yeah. Couple of things to note. Firstly, we are obviously still in negotiations for a possible referendum date. I've been pushing very hard for the first Thursday in December. The noise is coming back. We've got no decisions to make. The noise is coming back is that council are going to struggle with this and are looking potentially at a date of 22nd of January. We are still pushing, and they have said that the planning side certainly push, but the democratic services seem to be struggling to accommodate it. So that's the first thing to note. When I have a decision one way or another as soon as possible, but that's where we are at the moment. Secondly, the reason for this, the working group was established in order to help us come up with our neighbourhood plan. It has had, give me a clue, 43 times it has met. Lots of people have come and given us help and advice. It has consulted widely and has done, I believe, a fantastic job. And along with the officers that have helped take what they've done, has put together a really good neighbourhood plan. But they have completed their work, and now the working group would like to be free from their relationship with the town council so that they can operate freely. Should we go to referendum hearing? Do you have any questions for me?
Can I just say, I'm just trying to look it up. Councillor Try might be able to give us a bit more information. I'm not sure that the 22nd of January isn't during the pantomime.
It most certainly is.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That could be a difficulty with the community centre for polling.
I think that's.
Yeah. That's the search for.
No, we have to do the recommendation. I also think it should be, and there's been lots of people who are not on the council now who've done a lot of work on the neighbourhood plan in years preceding, and we should record our thanks to those retired councillors and also all those people who took part in it. Disappointed with what the town clerk's just told us, but thanking people for what they've done is what we should do. Can I ask that we record our thanks in the minutes for those past councillors and members of the public in the Buckingham site who helped put this together?
Absolutely, agreed. It was mooted at that final meeting that once the referendum has hopefully gone through, that all people who have taken part in the working group should be invited to have a celebration of some description.
Yeah.
I think that would be
Good call, yeah.
appropriate.
You want the pantomime?
No. We can go to the pantomime. Councillor Suchbury, you proposed that you are proposing that recommendation. Seconded by Councillor O'Donoghue. All those in favour? And that's unanimous. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the conservation area survey, which we've got a very, very detailed report from the planning clerk. Thank you, Catherine, for that. I've had a good look through it over the last few days. Catherine, did you want to speak on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Except that we really want to tick boxes for each question.
Yeah.
And reasons.
Yeah. So if anybody's got any questions initially, and then we'll go through and we'll make observations and answer questions. Councillor Sturgeon.
I think it's worth noting what was said in the public session about HMOs. I think it's all worth noting what was said about enforcement, but I don't think Tyson allows us to do that, but perhaps we need to take that forward in a different way. But I do think it's worth noting that, because I have noticed how much HMOs have come up in various ways, and the properties which haven't been inspected. But I think it's worth noting that. I don't know whether we can include that in it, or where the specific area of it is. I'll take that under advisement. I couldn't see quite where you could add that into it.
Councillor Schaefer.
Just to respond to that, one possibility might be, as far as if I recall rightly, there is a box right at the end of it for any other comments, and I think that might be the space to do that. It's not in the individual questions, but I think there might be room at the end.
I think if that isn't the case, then we should write a letter in appendix to our comments. Okay, anybody else? Any comments? Okay, so the first part of it, to what extent do you agree or disagree with the proposal to extend Buckingham Conservation Area along Walton Road?
Agree.
Is that agree or strongly agree?
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Okay. Is there any parts of it that Catherine has highlighted that we want to continue to highlight?
I don't think so.
I don't think there's that much in that particular part that's necessarily contentious. Okay, so that's the first one. We strongly agree. The second part is Stowe Avenue and Stowe Rise. Now I think that those houses that they're talking about on Stowe Avenue and Stowe Rise are quite possibly designed, or certainly Clough Williams Ellis was doing work at Stowe School to convert it into a boarding house at the time that those houses were being built, and he did arrange the purchase of Stowe Avenue in order to preserve it as it is. So I think that might be something that that it's certainly something of note of being a very well-known architect. Councillor Schaefer.
That's interesting information that I didn't know. My point is relating to the naming of the chalet at the top of Stowe Avenue, and I've walked past there several times. It has in fact been restored.
Oh, they've done a beautiful job on it.
Yeah, so I think that is now, I think the comment that individual houses and their state isn't necessarily something for a big document like this. I would agree with it, but it falls away now anyway.
Yeah, I think that Catherine's put that quite succinctly in her notes on things, because this is a long-term document. It's not something that will be being updated. It's not a live document as such. Councillor Draper.
I'm not sure if I'm saying this in the right part or not, but I noticed that I think the railway cottage on the opposite side of London Road, Tindrick Road, is now included, and that's been in quite a state of disrepair for a long time. So it'd be interesting to see if any kind of enforcement work could be done around that. A note.
I think we're more talking about the scope and boundaries of the, rather than
it was
may not be in it. Yeah. So the question then on this is including Catherine's notes in the at the end, in the space that there presumably is to do it, or as a separate appendix. Question is, to what extent do you agree or disagree with the proposal to extend Buckingham Conservation Area along Stowe Avenue, including Stowe Rise?
Strongly agree.
Excellent, thank you very much. Then the next one is the ceiling walk, which covers the whole of the scenic walk. Going along and including the field where St Rumbold's Well is, green space. Any comments or questions on that, Councillor Stutchbury?
I think it's good that they've been included, especially because of the historic nature of the site. It will be immensely good, and that eventually has an owner, and we can discuss the site in more detail. But it's nice to see that they've mentioned Pender. It's nice to see that they mentioned the Anglo-Saxon relevance of it, which is why this town council named the estate as they did. So there is that, and I know that talking to the archaeology department there, they're very keen that that area is included in the site. So I'm very happy that it's done. I just question, will that it's just on the boundary of it. They say I presume that the railway walk is covered anyway, whether that should have been in it or whether we don't want that in it. It's just that they're saying the scenic walk. And it's nice that they've actually recognised it's a scenic walk, because sometimes in paperwork they say it's the railway walk. But I just don't know what.
That's the next one, I think.
Yeah, but I'm pleased that they're putting it in. I know that the department who are doing the consultation here, they pro it.
Thank you, Robin. Okay, so the question here is, to what extent do we agree or disagree with the proposal to extend the Buckingham conservation area on Gorka Road and to include St Rumbold's Well?
Definitely.
Strongly agree.
Thank you very much indeed. The next one is the railway walk, Station Road and Royal Latin School is the extension will bring following features within the conservation area. I'm interested to see Catherine's notes about Rotherfield not being included, and the flats opposite the entrance to the Latin School on Chandos Road being included. So I'd be interested to hear if members have got any. Councillor Newell, Roger Newell.
Yeah, the flats opposite, the newish flats, is it Royal Court? Well, next door is the Victorian
Yeah.
building, which is highlighted in the report. So to make the boundary sensible, I think that's why they've included it, because you can't have part of a conservation area isolated. So to make the boundary work, to include the Victorian building, then that's why the Royal Court will be inside of the area. And that would be mentioned from there.
Thank you. Councillor Stutchbury.
I think the point about Rotherman House is a good point, because it's older than much of the other stuff. Near it, they've got Wagman's Gardens, which gives a clue who actually owned it when it was passed over. So I think the mayor makes a good point about why wasn't that included. I know it's actually on educational ground, but I think the building hasn't been altered that tremendously greatly. That what they've done to it's probably improved it. So I would have thought that it ought to have been preserved, because it's a chalet. It was one of the original chalet properties which equated that area. So I'd be keen that that was included.
Anybody else? Catherine, thank you.
If I may, Councillor Newell is fine, except that it specifically excludes the presbytery.
Oh, it's exclusive.
It's gone round Fir Cottages perimeter, including its garden that goes down to the river,
Yeah,
and then it goes back to Chandos Road.
yeah, I
and
see
goes
that.
past the church.
So they're basically blocking in the university building, the old milk factory, the Catholic church, and the presbytery, or the Victorian.
I can't see the point of including a modern block of flats.
No, exactly, yeah, that was what, and I've been trying to work it out from this map, and my eyes have gone cross-eyed, that's it. So I think
they
that's,
are in this grey shape, but that's the way they came.
yeah, so that's another point to put in there, as I think they've probably got those buildings, mixed up. Hmm?
The people who did the room aren't from Essex.
No.
It's a long way.
Well, I think a lot of the information that they've been given is outdated, isn't it? Because
Yes, I mean,
the building that was there was quite striking.
but long gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So if we can put that in the notes with it as well to say that that should be included, and also Rotherfield House. Rotherfield? It is Rotherfield, yeah, it's Rotherfield, yeah. Okay, so the question here again is, to what extent do you agree or disagree with the proposal to extend Royal Latin the Buckingham conservation area along Station Road and to include Royal Latin School?
Strongly agree.
Agree.
Strongly
Thank you
agree.
very much. General comments on the draft appraisal management plan is from Catherine. I think that these are all very salient points. And I can see no reason to not include any of those in Catherine's or our response. That's Schaefer.
And I guess this might be the place where we also include the comments made by Carolyn earlier that we all seem to agree with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
We need to have a vote on that.
Right, I'm just going to summarise if I may.
Okay.
So this will be what the vote will be on.
Yeah.
The vote will be on to strongly agree to all of the questions and to delegate to the planning clerk to fill out the box with the reasoning based on the notes she's made and the comments that members have given today. The only major exception from that is number 5, where we agree that she will put the notes in that she has already done, but in addition, taking into account the Buckingham Society's comments on HMOs.
yes,
So can we include the historic reference to Stowe Avenue and the architectural?
So if you delegate to Catherine, based on her notes and the comments that members have made.
yeah.
Councillor Roger Neal?
You want this, no one mentioned Article 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to include that as well?
Can you give us a précis of what Article 4 means?
It means that whatever you do, so if you're in a conservation area, if you want to change door, window, do any works that alter the fabric of the building, you require planning permission.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
definitely.
Yeah.
Should be.
Even if it's not a listed building, that includes non-listed buildings as well. But it's, they enforce it.
Well, if it's not written in the rules, then it's not going to be able to be enforced in any way, is it?
Yeah.
So I propose that we accept that. Councillor Sturchford.
Just through you, Beth, there's 2 Article 4s in there. There's an Article 4 directive, which is HMOs. This is separate Article 4. They're both under the same legislation. They are.
Yes, you can put in Article 4 what you wish to.
So that can be site in the building type of, because when Oxfordshire use Article 4 directives to control student accommodation, don't they? Is this a different piece of legislation, Roger? Is it the same thing? So if we put that in, we could call on that if we needed to. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Seconded by Councillor Donald.
Are all members, because there's quite a lot of things in there, are all members very happy with what? Can I check, Catherine, you're very happy with what's been said? Thank you.
I continue. I propose that we accept this as the clerk has explained, Councillor Donahue is seconded. All those in favour? That's everybody. Thank you very much. Okay.
Catherine.
Yeah,
Thank you, yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Can we minute our thanks to the planning clerk for
Yeah.
her
Agree.
exceptional, as always,
Mm.
diligence on this. Chair's announcements, we've had a thank you from the open house members for the grant that we gave them last year. They had a wonderful opportunity to go on a boat trip and have tea on board. They went to Stratford-upon-Avon, so we've got a card here and a couple of photos of them. So I think that's really lovely. They, that's why I had to grab it back off Robin, because he was about to sign it himself.
But with respect, our part it needs time.
That's all I've got. Chair's announcements. Next meetings, full council Monday the 3rd of November and interim on Monday the 1st of December. So